What led music to become a career path for you? Because for others, it's just a hobby and it
Yeah,
stays in a hobby zone, doesn't get further than that.
I think music became a career path when I invested more time and money to it than anything else. And I knew that I had to see a return out of what I put in. So that's pretty much over 10,000 hours, over $10,000 for sure, easily. But I gotta get something out of it. So I gotta keep going. It's like that parlay I missed. I gotta keep going until I hit something.
Were there other career paths you were already doing or considering or contemplating?
Track. Probably like track and field. I probably would have been decent. I ain't gonna say I would have just been crazy, but I would have been decent. I think I would have been a decent guy.
Uh, and when it came to the career path side of things and taking music serious,
Mhm.
did you ease your way into that? One foot in, one foot out, or did you stop everything you were doing and just focus strictly on the music path?
And my first big video shoot that I did, probably maybe 4 years into the game by now. When this happened, I think the first video shoot I did was like $12,000. That was like my biggest investment at the time, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know if we gonna see this back," but I mean, it was worth it, and I didn't see it back. It was actually a horrible damn idea. Actually, now that I think about it, that was the worst shit I probably could have done. $12,000, but actually it wasn't worse because I made good relationships. I got videographer out of it. I got dancers, which I got a new video that's coming out too. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. But I could have bought a house. This was in like 2022. So in 2020, when the houses was down and stuff, I had about like 25,000 saved up, and I thought I was just big time. I could have just put it into a house, and I would have been good. I wouldn't even need no deal. You feel me? Nah, I'm just playing. but that's the truth though. Like that's the real. Like I had to learn that. But back to your question, yeah,
Could have put it in a few things:
definitely,
cryptocurrency,
definitely.
auto vehicle,
Come on, don't remind me. Come on, Smalls. No, don't remind me.
so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But okay, when it comes to the well, before we move on, care to share the name of the $12,000 video for those that want to reference that and see that, and the upcoming video you're also referencing?
Yeah, it was called Pop It. It was a song called Pop It. It was actually an R&B joint, Saige Michael Pop It, and I did that song. I actually was chubbier. Y'all see the video, I'm way chubbier. But the new video that I did, which actually was with, so interesting story was one of the girls in there who was a dancer for me. She caught COVID, so she couldn't make it to the video shoot. And I was like, man, you owe me a video. So finally, 5 years later, I get a video with her, and we're gonna be dropping it this month actually, and it's called Presidential. So I got about like 20 girls, 20 dancers in there, and I'm doing what many people ain't doing. I'm a rapper that dance, got choreography. Like I said, I sing, rap, dance, write. So I'm really showing them folks that I do it all.
Because you are genre fluid when it comes to music and things of that nature, you may have answered this already, but just for clarification, I'm going to ask you formally here. And if you said it already, you can just remind me once again. But do you recall the first genre of music you were introduced to initially growing up?
Probably gospel. It had to be
Okay.
in gospel. Yeah, gospel for sure.
And do you remember what artists or maybe songs that,
Mm,
stuck out to you back then growing up?
I don't know, like Fred Hammond was a great artist that I would listen to back then. But hey, you got me thinking now. Kurt Franklin. Kurt Franklin was actually very impactful to me. I can't even lie to you. Like Kurt Franklin was somebody I listened to because it was as close as we could get. Like you gotta think we teetering with the secular, but he had that sound and he had the praise with it too. That was just like, all right, we cool, we could do this. Like so, I say Kurt for sure.
Now, because you were first introduced into gospel music, was that ever a thought on maybe making that into a career of itself?
Nah, I'll be honest, I already knew I wasn't gonna do gospel. But I did used to want to be like a pastor or something too. I think I did. I used to want to preach, but I never thought about gospel music for some reason. Like I wrote a song, a couple of gospel songs, but I never thought just go all the way that way. And I think too because of the stereotype of they wanted you to be perfect, and I know that my life is flawed. So I don't even want to give that persona that I got it together because I don't.
And even though, you do secular music at this point and, your mother really wanted you to do, non-secular gospel, whatever,
Yeah.
has there been a thought on maybe incorporating some of those items or maybe collaborating with some of those artists as a way to, you know, show your mother maybe, I can do that too, or I can, I'm not all the way
Nah,
here. I can,
like I really don't have a problem like with gospel artists. Like I would do a gospel album if I could one day. So it's like that's nothing to me. Like I still like the way you feel when you listen to that type of frequency. You know what I mean? So that's just I don't have a problem with it.
So curious here, and again, if you answered this already, you'll just remind the audience about it. But do you recall how you were introduced to R&B and how you were introduced to hip hop or rap?
Mm. Oh, from my pops on the weekends when I would
Okay,
go with him on the weekends.
so it was both genres there.
Yeah, that was like he would turn on it's a radio station K104, 97.9 The Beat, things like that that I would listen to, and so that was pretty much how I got introduced to this type of sound. Like I remember what time it was a Gucci Man song. I think it was like "And time might be." It was something like along those lines, and I was just like, "We listening to this?" Like, okay, okay, yeah, I might be. And then too, school. When you go to school, the schools I was going to, and I was moving around so much, like I was learning movies and stuff that I never seen or heard before. But it was because people were saying it, so I just ran with it. Oh yeah, I seen that movie. Yeah. And then somebody be done broke down a scene that happened, and then you just reiterate, oh yeah, you talking about when old dude got hit for yeah, but that's how I was playing it. I was faking. Nah.
Any other memories of those humble beginnings in music for you?
Yeah, I done had a girl. I had a girl tell me, I'll never forget. This girl was telling me like, man, stop sending me your songs. Stop sending me music. This is like years ago, and and honestly, without her too, she part of the reason I'm where I'm at now because I was trash. I figured it out. I was trash, and somebody had to tell me, and I thought my ears was good. But see, a lot of these rappers and artists don't want to hear that. But that's a moment for me. When she told me, "Hey, bro, stop sending this," I said, "Something got to be better for her to want to hear this damn message." So that was the message.
So just for clarification, were you writing songs or music for her in particular?
No, I would just do like I was on SoundCloud at the time. This is like when I was doing SoundCloud, and I would just get the link, copy it and paste it, send it to as many people as I possibly could in my contacts, Instagram, Snapchat. I didn't even send music on Kick before. See, I don't even think they. Nah, I ain't send no music on Kick. I'm lying. Let me stop.
Spamming. You were
Yeah,
spamming
I was
people with
spamming
your
people though.
music,
I was.
and the female told you to stop.
Stop it.
And did you feel disrespected? Did you feel disappointed, let down? Did you feel like giving up
I
on
did,
music?
cause that was my music. I thought it was good, but it wasn't. When I listen to it now, I understood, but her damn ears ain't know how far this. She ain't know that.
And speaking of females, have you ever written a song for a female? Maybe someone you were in a relationship with or a significant other. And, sometimes people, they break up or they're about to break up. And, some musicians will create a song to save a
Man.
relationship or, you know, there's other reasons why they create songs. It could be an anniversary or so on and so forth. But have you ever written a song for a significant other? Or
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I have done damage with that pen. When I say like if I'm ever petty, it could be through the pen. But it's just like, I had an album called Toxic Lover. And man, oh my gosh. Boy, did I talk about people. But that's why now my new project is because I had to stop that, don't do that. I learned you can't talk about people and then, not talk about yourself. So now on my new project, all I do is talk about my struggles and things that I've been through and done because I feel like that's more valuable than talking about somebody else's situation. That's just for me. But yeah, I had to learn don't do that because I put people's names in it. You didn't even have to figure it out. I just put your whole name in it. And now it's like, all right, he done took it too far. So yeah, that was a moment I had, Smalls. It went no good.
And Toxic Lover was under the stage name Saige Michael.
Yeah, toxic love.
But the previous stage name you had, just rewinding to that, what was the meaning or the reason or the origin story behind that stage name and why the change?
Opie Hendrix. So Opie Hendrix was OPE and then Hendrix, like Future kind of. But it was only pressure existing. And then the Hendrix was pretty much like anything that hinders me. That's kind of how I just interpreted it at the time. But I changed it, and some of my friends still call me OP. Op. They call me that, whatever. But I changed it just because I felt like I was growing, I was maturing. So I wanted to give people a different side and a different look of who I actually am. So that kind of goes back to me rebuttaling and saying, let me tell my story, talk about me. Because Opie Hendrix was just talking about a lot of people. He was talking about situations, heartbreak, and it was that transition from toxic lover, like, man, you toxic. Like, so once I got out of toxic lover, then it's like, oh, okay, now we got to talk about Saige Michael because they done heard Opie Hendrix pop his shit about everybody else, but he ain't said nothing about himself. So that's why the name got changed as well too.
And that was your own call there?
Yeah, that was on me. That was after some healing, cause I ain't gonna lie too. I had a point in time too where like, man, what's that stuff called? It's the it's the alcohol. Um, Not seven time platinum is shit like me, my uncles and them be drinking, but it's Rumble Mints. Man, it got to a point one time, bro. I was drinking Rumble Mints, and I said, nah, bro, we gotta stop this. We gotta change this, and that's why I had gained so much weight too. So like now I shed some of the weight, changed my name and everything, and it's helped me like just rebrand myself because I was in a time and a space that I ain't really like. So now it's beautiful to see where I came from.
Were you addicted to alcohol at one point or?
I ain't gonna say addicted. I was just crutching with it, using it to for a split second to just not feel the reality of what was going on.
And how much weight did you end up losing over
And
that course?
I done lost about like 30 some, 35 pounds or so. Like, I done lost some weight. I got all the way to, well, no, I probably lost more than that because I got all the way up to 227. And now I'm like 178, 180, 181 on a good day. So yeah,
That's 49 pounds.
yeah,
227 to 178.
I dropped. It was getting bad. I was pulling my shirt off, breathing, going up the steps. I'm talking about couldn't dance. My arm was in the move of my belly, stuck and shit. But like, hey, we here now, so it's cool.
So, do you attribute that weight loss to just stopping drinking? Uh, did you stop totally drinking here, or you just stopped a certain amount of the way you were
Yeah,
drinking?
yeah. Like I drink every now and then, like, but it's not like every weekend or something. Like I really, if I do it, I go wine or something. Like the liquor just be, I don't know what it is they put in the liquor now, but it give me a headache. Drink
So,
too much.
so the do you attribute the weight loss to just toning down the liquor consumption, or were you doing anything else? Like, were you starting to exercise? Did you go on a certain type of diet, things of that nature,
Man,
or?
I literally just stopped drinking. Like I stopped drinking. Like there was no other change. Now I was at the time when I was doing that, mind you, I was working like I had two jobs and I had my own company. I was hustling. And so, and actually me and Zach was in we went into business partners for this company. We was doing like the yard signs and stuff. But I had like two jobs. I was working at Home Depot warehouse and I was working at TXU Energy. Man, I can't make this up for the love of music. I was busting my ass. I would go to work from this first job. That job be like 7 to 4:30. Then from 4:30, I got like 30 minutes to get to the next job. That job was gonna be from 5:30, or it was from 5 to 2:30. It was at Home Depot warehouse. And this was during COVID too. So I'm in there packaging all the hand sanitizers, napkins, all of that stuff, staying overnight for extra work, everything, just trying to get it. And I was doing this all for music. So I stacked up all this money to be able to pay for promotion, shoot video, do all this stuff. That's how I was able to do the 12,000 and stuff too. But yeah, I was working for it. I've been working for it.
So also, how did that work at that time? Do you stack the money up and then quit those jobs just so you can focus all your efforts on music, or are you still doing those jobs? Do you cut one of those jobs off so you can still continue to make money and things of that nature and just put more time that you weren't doing with a second job to music, or how did that?
Now, I actually got a good friend of mine, so it was a transition. I was staying with my mom for like a minute, probably like a year and a half or so when that was happening. And from there, um, I wanted to go back to Houston where all my friends was from college. So I'm like, man, let me go back to Houston, because all my people, they stayed in different areas down there in the H. And so I went back to Houston, ended up getting a job at Enterprise, worked there for a little bit, the rental car company, Enterprise. So I quit both of those jobs in Dallas. I was in Dallas at the time, and then left Dallas, came to Houston, and I've been, I was working trying to get where I needed to with Enterprise itself. But after I quit them, I said I'd never go back. If they want to do some partnership, I go back. But but yeah, nah, like it was just something in my mental that I told myself, like, man, I can't be in this place or this environment. Like I know that I want more out of life and I can achieve and do so much more. So I tested myself. I was literally getting like 2, 3 hours of sleep. Like, cause you gotta think about it. If I'm getting off work at 2:30, then where I worked at was already like 30, 40 minutes from the house. So I gotta drive all the way back to the house. And if I stop at Whataburger at 3:30 something in the morning or 3 something in the morning, it's gonna take a little minute, eat it, then go to sleep. Wake back up, be at the next spot at 7 o'clock, start it all over. I was doing this for like a whole year and a half just to push the music.
And what were your official job titles at these gigs at the time?
Man, what was I? I know like at Home Depot warehouse, I worked like the cherry picker. And I just like I help with like inventory control as well, because I would stay afterwards to try to get extra hours and stuff. And then at TXU Energy, I was just kind of like I don't even know. I worked with the construction department, like setting up like meters for new people for hospitals and stuff. If they wanted to get a meter placed in, I'll be the person that helped connect it and like that. But that's pretty cool.
Enterprise?
Enterprise. So I was one of the guys out there. I was top salesman. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was a top salesman. Go fact check it. Go ask them. At Enterprise, I was doing my thing, man. I was out there slanging that damage waiver. They know what I'm talking about. Hitting them 26.99, 17.99. They know me. If you go from Conroe all the way, you can go to Shenandoah. Look, I sound like a Houstonian now. I done been there for so long that I know all the outskirts, but no, Enterprise is pretty good. Like I like Enterprise. It was cool people.
Did the name change help or hurt your brand looking back?
Help. It helped. Cause I had no choice but to be me. Like just like now. Like I can't fake it. That's why I wanted to do the interview with my glasses off anyways, because I want people to really see me for me. Like I don't want to be nobody else but Sage. So I think Saige Michael being who I am was perfect. I don't gotta go out here and act like OP Hendrix or whoever. I'm Saige Michael.
Now, on the rap side of things, just curious at this point, do you write or freestyle and punch in?
All right. I don't know what they be doing, but all right. And I could do it. I could do it probably just as fast as they can freestyle. So that's the beauty of it.
And why that method for you? Because there are some that just freestyle and punch in.
I've done actually both methods before. I've done a punch in. I don't really like a freestyle, just because like that may not be for me to tell a story. I like to tell stories when I rap. I don't just want to have a whole bunch of topics thrown together and just no. I want to bring you from start to finish. If you go into the house, well, we need to figure out how you got there. Did you get in the car and did you let the window down? Did you play the music? Did you smoke a blunt? What did you do before you pulled in the drive? Like that's how I like to break down the story. But I can do both.
Initially, though, how did you start? Writing or
And it,
freestyling and punching in?
I started off doing poetry, so I always been writing. So
You,
I've always wrote.
you did mention that.
Yeah.
Paper or phone when it comes to writing for you?
Paper or phone?
Yes, do you
Oh,
write?
phone. Yeah. Phone, definitely.
And why the phone for you? Some are still old school, as they say, with the pen and pad.
Nobody got time to be holding no tablet. Man. Even in the studio, they got like these stands right there. Sometimes it's like, man, I just rather look at the phone and scroll as I'm reading.
Care to share what type of phone?
iPhone. I know they was rapping on Blackberries, but I was rapping on
And
iPhone.
care to share what app you use to write with?
Just my notes. I use my notes app. That's it.
And do you read these lyrics or memorize them when you record?
I read them, and then like while I'm in the studio, I'm reading them. But because it's me, I know how to make it sound like it's not read. But also too, a lot of times, like I got different formulas. I could write something on spot in the studio, or I could write it in the car, may have it just already written down, and it's pretty much rehearsed in my head by the time I get to the studio. It's done with. You know what I mean? So I don't like to waste time. I don't spend no 8, 6 hours in the studio. That's too much.
And because you do write, have you experienced writer's block?
All the time.
How often?
Right now. I'm going through it right now. I'm just trying to figure out how to get out of it this time, but
How
it's
have you coped with it in the past?
um experience life. You can experience life, or like for me, a lot of times, which is why I mentioned earlier, like me being alone is because I'm the most creative when I'm by myself and I have time to think. So I don't never want to make it personal to people, but it's like I can't think when people are just talking to me all the time, you know? So I like to be isolated, and that helps me revamp my ideas and just think, imagine. That's pretty much.
Longest you worked on a song, stopped because of writer's block, and ended up finishing it at another point of time.
Hmm. Honestly, it's probably been like 2 weeks. I have had a song for 2 weeks that I held on to. But it's a lot of songs that I have that like even now that's probably like 4 years old and it's only got a hook and a verse and I just never because 9 times out of 10, unless somebody else come fill in that spot, I'm not in the same thought process as that song. So I've been moved on, but that's also a no-no. Cause that could be the hit that's in the chamber that I just missed. But I'm learning.
That song that you spent 2 weeks on, has that seen the light of day yet, or is that unreleased at this point?
It hasn't came out yet. It's still in the works, but it will be on the project though.